Hi, and welcome. I'm here today with Christina Milletti, who is a professor at the University of Buffalo and also a local fiction writer. Welcome, Christina. Christina, can you tell us what you believe makes up a good book or yet a great book? What are the components of it?
I'm trying to think. Was it David Foster Wallace who said something like, good fiction comforts the disturbed, but disturbs the comfortable, or something like that? I think that's what it was. In effect, to say that a good book sort of reaches out at you, right? It tells a good story, but it works to make sure that that story has an impact on the reader in some fashion, that the reader isn't distanced from it, that the reader has maybe an intervention in reading it in some fashion. So it's not just about what the book is doing in terms of the plot, the story that's unfolding, but maybe what we can describe as what the book has to say.
There's all kinds of books that are out there, thousands of them as a matter of fact, hundreds of thousands. Can you tell me what one book inspires you? Why does it inspire you?
I think there's a lot of different books that I turn to. I think books serve many different moods. They're atmospheres of books that reflect the daily atmospheres of our mind. But the one that always stays with me, that I seem to be able to always turn to for a wide variety of reasons, is a little book. It's very teeny, called Hour of the Star by Clarice Lispector, a Brazilian writer. It's a masterpiece of not just sort of language, poetic language almost, but also it has a story that I think can speak to a lot of different peoples, particularly women, I think. But that's maybe that's not true, really. But it's a story about a young woman who is trying to launch herself into the world. But her circumstances are rather impoverished. She has no family, she has no money, she really has no skills. Apparently she's not very intelligent even. But as we learn these things, we begin to realize that the story is being told by an observer, a young man who claims he's a journalist, but he can't seem to take his eyes off of her. As you read her story, you realize that what he's telling us about her is as much his perception and imagination of her as anything else. And as her portrait slowly evolves, you begin to realize that she herself, by virtue of her actions and how she pursues her days, is actually bucking some of that portrait. And so you begin to see that while her life might not be glamorous, she's trying to come into being, particularly in this very lush, beautiful language that sort of takes your breath away.